Nice to meet you. I'm Khadr Choktai and you're watching my YouTube channel School of Advanced Chemistry. I'm going to explain nomenclature, way to give the name an organic compound. Naming organic compounds is said to be the nomenclature. I'm going to explain this nomenclature according to Cambridge O Level Chemistry and IGCSE Chemistry syllabus. Let's get started. How to give the name in organic compound? Basically, we are supposed to give name to any organic compound according to IUPAC rules. IUPAC system or IUPAC rule, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. This is an organization that lets you know how to write, how to give the name of an organic compound. Let's talk about the steps of nomenclature. First of all, you must know that there are basically generally three formulas. Three formulas are used in organic chemistry very exclusively. Number one, that is said to be molecular formula. Second one is said to be condensed formula. And third one is said to be displayed formula. The molecular formula, for example, in case of butane, the molecular formula is C4H10. In case of butane, its condensed formula is this one: carbon, bond, carbon, bond, carbon, bond, carbon. In condensed formula, basically only main backbone is displayed, or the main backbone covalent bonds are displayed. It's just simple carbon-carbon bonds are visible. And I'm going to write CH3, CH2, CH2, 3 with this carbon. So this formula is said to be condensed formula of butane. In case of displayed formula, each and every covalent bond is displayed. For example, in case of butane, the similar one, I'm going to write carbon-carbon bonds. Then I'm going to attach these hydrogen, and in fact, I'm going to display these hydrogen, all the bonds of these hydrogen, CH bonds. So CH bonds are lying over here, and this formula is said to be displayed formula. So this format is said to be displayed formula. This is said to be condensed formula, and this is said to be molecular formula, formula that is just showing the total number of elements or number of atoms of different element in a compound. It is said to be molecular formula. If a formula that is showing the basic backbone structure of the molecule is said to be condensed formula. And if any formula that is displaying each and every covalent bond in the molecule is said to be displayed formula. So the next step is how to change condensed formula or displayed formula into its name. I mean, these two formulas, condensed formula and displayed formula, these are said to be structured formulas. These are said to be structure formulas. Formulas or formulae. So these are basically structure formulae or formulas. One is said to be condensed formula, another one is said to be displayed formula. How do you change displayed formula into name? And once again, what is a displayed formula? In which each and every covalent bond is displayed, is visible. For example, once again, I'm going to write another formula, displayed formula, CH3, C double bond O, OH. So this formula is said to be displayed formula. That is ethanoic acid, and this is the displayed formula of ethanoic acid. Single bond OH, single bond CO, single bond CO, double bond CC, single bond CH, single bond CH, single bond, and this is again CH, single bond. So each and every bond, each and every covalent bond is visible, and they are said to be basically displayed formulas, a structure formula or display formula. Now come towards how to convert structure formula into name, or this name is said to be IUPAC name. IUPAC name, or this is also said to be systematic name. Rule number 1. Select the continuous longest chain of the carbon atom if the carbon atoms are more than 3. If the molecule is having more than 3 carbons, then choose continuous longest chain of carbon atoms. For example, I'm going to write a formula, structure formula over here like that. This one. And you know that you can see that this molecule is having more than 3 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms overall. And in this molecule, there are basically 3 corners, edges of the molecule. This is corner, this is another corner, and this is an third corner. Let's suppose this is corner A, this is the corner B, and this is the corner C. So first of all, the first step is to select the longest chain of the molecule if the molecule is having more than 3 carbons. I am moving first of all from A to C straight away, and in this case I am having 3 carbon atoms in my this longest chain. So whenever you are moving from A to C, there are 3 carbon atoms and one group of carbon that is said to be methyl group, CH3 group. This is not the part of the longest chain. So whenever we move from A to C, 1, 2, 3. So 3 carbons are lying in our road and we cannot move back or we cannot lift our pen. So the simplest method is move from one carbon to the other carbon and check how many carbons are lying in that road, in that chain, in that route, you can say. Now the next thing is this time I'm going to move from A to C, 1, A to B, 2, 3. So in this road, I'm marking with yellow line, highlighting with a yellow line. So whenever you are moving from A to B, 1, 2, 3, you are not allowed to move back or you are not allowed to lift up your pen. So the continuous chain is having 3 carbon atoms when you are moving from A to B or when you are moving from A to C. In both ways, in both the cases, basically, the longest chain is having 3 carbon atoms. And every time one carbon is included in the longest chain or one carbon is out of the chain. Now I'm going to move from B to C with a different pen color. Let's see, I'm using my green pen. B to C or C to B, I'm moving from 1A, the 1, 2, and 3. Again, if we are moving from B to C, then again 3 carbon atoms are lying over here and one group is out of the longest chain. So any group that is out of the longest chain is said to be branch. It is said to be branch or substituent group. This is called branch or substituent group. It's called substituent group. So this is the way how to select the continuous one-way moving continuous longest chain of the carbon atom if the carbon atoms are more than that of 3. Now the second point is indicate the branch of the longest chain of the carbon atoms. If there is the branch, if you are dealing with more than 3 carbon atom, then there may be any branch, may or may not be the branch of carbon atoms. As you can see in this case, there is the branch of 1 carbon atom. So now indicate or highlight the branch or branches on the longest chain of the carbon atom. This is the branch, for example. Next thing is mark numbering on the longest chain of the carbon atom. When you have marked the branch, when you have allocated the branches, then you will mark numbering on the longest chain of the carbon atom. And numbering will be done in such a way that branch should get the smallest number. branch must be at lower position or lower number. At lower position or lower number. So the third phase is mark numbering over here and so on. The in this case, in this example, I'm going to write it again over here. For example, this is the molecule which is supposed to be converted into its name. I mean, we are supposed to write its name, and here it is. I'm taking it straight away. It's normal chain, straight away chain. I mean, this one chain, longest chain, and this group is not the part of the chain, so it is said to be the branch. It's a branch or substituent group. It's a branch and it is the longest chain. Longest chain and so on. So in this case, the next step is mark numbering. Let's suppose I'm marking a number from right hand side. This is the right hand side of the chain and this is the left hand side of the chain. 1 carbon, this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 3. So moving from right to left, this position, this branch is having position that is equal to 2. I mean, this branch is, the number of branches is equal to 2. If I'm moving back from left hand side to the right hand side, if I'm moving back, I'm going to mark with a yellow pen, and this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, and this is the carbon number 3. So by chance, luckily in both cases, the branch is having same number. So to allocate the number of branch, basically we will have to mark numbering on the longest chain. You will have to mark numbering on the longest chain. That is going to indicate the position of branch basically. And we will choose the side, right hand side or the left hand side, you can say, in which this branch is having lowest position or the lowest number. I mean, that side is preferred. Numbering will start from that side where the branch is more closer. The next thing is write name in this order. Finally, if you have marked the branch, you are marked the numbers and you have allocated the longest chain as well. I'm going to explain once again the basic parts of name. Here are basically 4 parts as far as O Level Chemistry syllabus is concerned or IGCSE syllabus is concerned. So basically here are 4 parts of your name, of the name of compound. First name is branch. B for branch, we write the number of the branch, then we write name. Number and name for the branch. Then we write the longest chain. Longest chain, we write the name of the longest chain, and if there is 1 carbon atom, the longest chain starts from meth. If there are 2 carbons in the longest chain, then its name will start from eth. And if there are 3 carbon atoms, probe, it will start from probe. If there are 4 carbon atoms, then if there are 4 carbon atoms, then its name will start from but. So 1 carbon chain's name start from meth, 2 carbon chains name start from eth, 3 carbon chain names will start from pro. Next thing is as for suffix. Suffix mean either you will write in or in. If there are all carbon-carbon single bonds, then you will write in. In mean alkane. So if your compound, your molecule is having all carbon-carbon single bond, you will write in, or it is having at least 1 carbon-carbon double bond, you will write in. You will write in. The last one is F. F for functional group. F for functional group. There may be alcoholic functional group in your syllabus, COOH. There may be C double bond OOH group that is said to be carboxylic acid, and there may be this one group that is said to be ester linkage or ester, but its name is the way to give the name of ester is quite different. If you want to check how to give the name of an ester, please check my previous lectures. And I'm going to explain in this lecture how to write the name of an alkane, alkene, alcohol, and how to give the name of a carboxylic acid. So basically, I'm going to discuss the nomenclature of four basic major compounds: alkene, and then we will talk about alkene, then alcohol, and finally about how to give the name of carboxylic acid. Let's talk about these compounds step by step. Let's talk about the few examples of alkene. For example, first of all, I'm going to write one carbon alkane. One carbon alkane is said to be named as methane. CH4, one carbon alkane, and its name is methane. Two carbon alkane, that is having two carbon and six hydrogen, and C2H6, two carbon names start from eth. Two carbons names start from eth, is eth, and here are the carbon-carbon single bond, ethane. I mean, if there is no carbon-carbon single bond or there is no other carbon, even then we will write ane, methane. If there are all carbon-carbon single bond, then we will write ethane. I mean, again, we will write ane. If we are having three carbon atoms, till three carbon atoms, there is no need to check the longest chain. And if the molecule is having three carbon atom and there are all carbon-carbon single bond, then its name will start from prop and we will write ane. I mean, the complete name is propane. If the carbons are exceeding from three, I mean, for example, I'm having four carbon atom in this molecule that is having four carbon and 10 hydrogen. Four carbons, 10 hydrogen, its formula is C4H10. Formula of the first member of alkane is CH4. Second member is C2H6. Third member is C3H8. And the fourth member's formula is C4H10. So first of all, I'm going to check the longest chain. Longest chain, continuous longest chain. All carbons are lying in a same route, on a same road, and a same line, you can say. And all carbons are lying, if all carbons are lying on the same route, so there is no branch. No branches over here. There is just longest chain, and suffix will be in as our carbons are single bond, and there is no functional group. So it is having only two portions of name. I mean, one is the longest chain and other one is ane. So four carbon atom is the name of four carbon atom is starting from bute. So bute and all carbon single bond, so it is said to be butane. The next thing is I'm going to write branch structure. And these all are said to be unbranched structures. These all are said to be unbranched structure. Unbranched structure. The next thing is I'm going to have the branch structure. I mean, if I'm having the similar one, this one, if I'm going to have the branch structure, this one. So, how to write the name of this alkane that is also having four carbon atom, but it is and four carbon atom and 10 hydrogen atom, but its structure is different. So first of all, the first step is to select the longest chain, continuous longest chain of the carbon atom, and mention the group that is not the part of the longest chain, that is called branch. Then the next step is mark numbering 1, 2, 3 from right hand side to left hand side, and then reverse from left to right. It was right to left, 1, 2, 3. In both cases the branch is having same number. So now the last portion, the last part is to write the name. So number one, I'm going to write the number, position of the branch, then name of the branch, then name of the longest chain, then as you know, in or in, and there is no functional group. So 2 dash. A number is basically separated by hyphen or dash. 2 dash methyl. 2 methyl. It is called 2 methyl, and we are going to put YL over here because here is a one carbon. One carbon is going to start from meth, but it's not a methane. Actually, the formula of methane is CH4. CH4 is the formula of methane, but this is having one less hydrogen, so its name is said to be YL. It's methane and it is having 4 hydrogen atom. If the one hydrogen atom is lost, then it becomes methyl. I mean, ending name is changed and N is replaced by YL. So 2-methyl, it's a portion of branch. Longest chain is having 3 carbon atom. I will write pro, and here all carbons are single bond in. 2-methylpropane is the name of this compound, and this is the continuous sentence. There is no gap between these words. 2 hyphen or dash methylpropane. Come towards another example that is having overall 5 carbon atom. For example, this one. And this time I'm making branch over here and putting 4 carbons in a straight line in the longest chain, I mean. So again, you're having more than 3 carbon atoms, and you have to select the longest chain. I'm taking this straight away longest chain. You can take this one as well. It can also be taken as the longest chain. So whatsoever is the longest chain, one carbon is outside the longest chain, that is said to be branch. It is said to be branch. Now the next step is mark numbering, and I'm marking the numbers from, this is the right hand side of the chain, this is left hand side of the chain. From right to left is carbon number 1, is carbon number 2, it's carbon number 3, and it's carbon number 4. If you are marking in a reverse way, let's suppose I'm marking with the blue pen. It's carbon number 1, it's carbon number 2, it's carbon number 3, and it's carbon number 4. So whenever we are moving from left to right, this branch is having small number, a lower number, and so on. So these blue numbers are the accurate numbers, and these white numbers are inaccurate numbers. So actual numbering is valid if this methyl is having the lowest position, then that is 2. So the branch position is 2, and the left to right numbering is the 2 numbering. The last step, finally, I'm going to have its name, branch, and its number, its name, and so on. 2 dash. The branch is having again 1 carbon atom, and 1 carbon branch is said to be known as methyl. 1 carbon atom name start from meth, and here is YL because it's a branch, it is having 1 less hydrogen atom. 2-methyl, and now come towards the longest chain. The longest chain is having 4 carbon atom, and 4 carbon atom names start from bute, and all carbon are single bond in butane. So the name is 2-methyl butane. This is the name of this 5 carbon atom alkane. So this is the way how to give the name of alkanes. Come towards alkenes. Alkenes start from the smallest member of alkene family start from two carbon, as alkenes are supposed to have at least one carbon-carbon double bond. This is C2H4, and you know it's having two carbon atoms, so its name will start from eth, but this time there is one carbon-carbon double bond, so we will write eth, ene. Second member is having three carbon atoms, C3H6, and again there is no need to check the longest chain in these both cases because there are only three or two carbon atoms. In this case, I'm going to write the name. Three carbons and all are lying in the longest chain, and here is probe, probe. Three carbon atoms, but there is one carbon-carbon double bond, so we will write ene over here. This is called propene, simply propene, or sometimes prop-1-ene, and this is called ethene. Ethene, two carbon alkenes, propene, three carbon alkenes. In case of C4H8, there are more than two possibilities. Number one, if I'm going to write a straight chain alkene, all carbons are lying in the same chain, let's suppose. And yes, you need to check the longest chain every time whenever you are going to deal with the carbon more than three. In this case, in this structure formula, you are supposed to check or you are supposed to find the longest chain. In this case, all carbons are lying in the longest chain. The next thing, the different thing is now this time you will, although you're not having the branch, but you will have to mark the numbering. You will have to mark the numbering. This carbon will be carbon number 1 because it is more closer to the double bond. So numbering is essential whenever you are exceeding from carbon 3 to onward. If you are having 4 carbon atom, if you are having 5 carbon atom, then you will mark numbering in case of alkene. This is carbon number 1 because it is more closer to the carbon-carbon double bond. This is carbon number 2. This is carbon number 3, this is carbon number 4. So the position of double bond is between 1 and 2. And again, you will prefer the smallest number. Its position will be reported as 1. So there is no branch, there is just longest chain, and there are 4 carbon atoms. So 4 carbon names start from but. But this time there is one carbon-carbon double bond. So there will be ene. I'm putting dash over here. I'm putting ene over here. Here I'm going to write the position of double bond, that is 1. The smaller number is preferred. The smaller number is the position of carbon-carbon double bond. So actual name is, real name is but-1-ene. Its name is but-1-ene. So before writing ene, if you're having 4 carbons or more than 4 carbons, then you will have to put number before ene, and that is separated by these hyphens or this dashed line. Come towards another possibility. I'm going to write it over here, this one. This is again having 4 carbon atom and basically 8 hydrogen atoms. 4 carbon atoms and 8 hydrogen atoms. This time again I will have to check. I will have to check the longest chain, and here is the longest chain. The longest chain must be having carbon-carbon double bond. Carbon-carbon double bond must be the part of the longest chain. Carbon-carbon double bond must be the part of the longest chain. So this is the longest chain that is having maximum number of carbon atom, and it is also having carbon-carbon double bond. So this is called branch. This is called branch. Now I'm going to mark numbering. Obviously this carbon will be carbon number 1 because this double bond will be preferred as far as the numbering is concerned, and this double bond is more closer to this carbon. This double bond is more closer to this right hand side, you can say. And so this is the carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, and this is the carbon number 3. Now it's time to write the name according to these 4 portions of the name. First of all, branch. Here is only one branch having 1 carbon atom. So branch name is methyl. and its position will be equal to 2 methyl, and 2 methyl prop. 3 carbon atoms are lying in the longest chain, propene. 2-methylpropene is the name of this compound. 2-methylpropene. Same is the case. There is a third possible structure with the 4 carbon atom, that is this one. I am changing the position of carbon-carbon double bond. I'm just changing the position of carbon-carbon double bond and so on with respect to the first one. I mean, these first one, this one, and this one are having the same longest chain, but the position of double bond is different. So again, this molecule is having 4 carbon atom in the longest chain, and yes, carbon-carbon double bond is a part of the longest chain. So there is no branch. There is no branch in this molecule. I'm going to start its name from longest chain, 4 carbon atom. It's start from but dash. What is the position of this carbon-carbon double bond? I'm going to mark numbering 1, 2, 3, and 4. So double bond is lying this time between 2 and 3 numbers. The smallest number is the number of double bond, and it will be 2 dash in for double bond. But 2-ene is the name of this compound. But 2-ene. These all are having C4H8 molecular formula. These all are having C4H8 molecular formula. This is said to be branch structure. This is said to be the branch structure, and these two are called unbranched structures. But they all are said to be isomers. They all are said to be isomers of each other basically, because they are having the same molecular formula, but these all three are having different names. If the molecule having same molecular formula but names are different, so these molecules are said to be isomers. They are said to be isomers, same molecular formula, different structures, are different names, different systematic name, and that is the basic property of the isomers. Now come toward the next one. Now come towards alcohol, alcohol's nomenclature. First alcohol that is having 1 carbon atom, and its formula is CH3OH, CH3OH. As you have seen, that is having 1 carbon, so there is no branch, just chain, 1 carbon chain, and it will be said to be an ene. And finally, it is having functional group, that is ol, alcohol functional group. And in this case, in case of alcohol, OL. OL is the last 2 word of alcohols, ol. So what will be its name? Its name will be meth. As 1 carbon is over here, its name will start from meth. Because here is a single carbon, and we will write in, and plus we will add ol for alcohols, ol for OH group. Now here is slight change in the nomenclature, as you are going to have a vowel word over here, so I'm going to remove this E. This E will be removed if we are going to add a vowel word. So the name is methanol, methanol, and so on. So this is 1 carbon alcohol. 2 carbon alcohol, that is C2H5OH, and here is its displayed formula. As it is having 2 carbon atom, and there is less than 4 carbon atom, so there is no need to check the longest chain. 2 carbon atom, there is no branch, and the longest chain is having 2 carbon, so its name will start from eth. Two carbon mean eth, same ane, carbon-carbon single bond, ane plus ol, and this E will be eliminated. So the name is ethanol. Ethanol is the name of this compound. Now come toward the next member that is having three carbon atom, C3H7OH. Three carbons are over here, and let's suppose in case of three carbon, the first option is, let's suppose the OH is lying over here. And now if you are having three carbon and you are going to write the name of alcohol, then you will have to mark numbering. Numbers are now important. And this carbon will be the carbon number 1, as it is very much closer to the OH group. So this will be carbon number 2 and this will be carbon number 3. So now numbering are important. And its name will be, once again, there are three carbons, there will be no branch, here is the just longest chain, three carbons name start from carbon single bond, ane. And here is the functional group OH, and there is quite essential to write its position. I mean, the position of functional group is very much important to express whenever you are having three or more than three carbon atom. In this case, its position is equal to 1, and ol for OH group, alcohol. So 1 ol. Again, this is the vowel word. I'm removing this E. So its name is propane-1-ol. Propanol. Propane 1-ol or propanol is the name of this compound. Same is the case if I'm having three carbon atom, and this time if OH group is attached to the second carbon, then its name will be slightly different. And what is its name? Again, there is no need to check the longest chain. Overall, three carbons are there, but you will have to mark the numbering. Carbon number 1, carbon number 2, and this is carbon number 3. Now the OH group is having position that is equal to 2. So its name will be three carbons, carbon single bond ane, but the position is different now, and it is second position, 2 position. Propane, don't write E over here, 2-ol. Propane 2-ol is the name of this alcohol. So in case of an alcohol that is having three carbon atom, two different structures, two different compounds are possible. One is said to be propane 1-ol, and second one is said to be propane 2-ol. Come towards an other alcohol that is having four carbon atom, C4H10O H9OH is called four carbon alcohol, and one of the possible alcohol is this one. This alcohol is having four carbon atom, then there is a chance of branch as well. So first of all, let me mark the longest chain and branch. So in this case, all carbons are lying on the same route, on the same road, and there is no branch in this case. So the name will be started from bute. There is a longest chain, there is ene, all carbons are single bond, and here is the functional group that is said to be alcohol, ol. And once again, I'm going to mark numbering because of this functional group. So this is the carbon number 1 that is very much closer to this OH group, and this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 3, this is carbon number 4. So in this case, no branch, thus longest chain containing four carbons, name start from bute. Bute, ane-1-ol. 1 is the position of ol mean OH group. Again, I'm going to remove this E. So its name is butane-1-ol. Come towards another structure that is again having four carbon atom in a straight line as the longest chain, but this time the position of OH group is different. What will be its name? Again, I am going to check the longest chain first of all. This is the longest chain having 4 carbon atoms, and here is the functional group. And now numbering will be started from the right hand side. This N is more closer to the this functional group. So this is the carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, and carbon number 4. You can also check, or you can start from the left hand side, carbon number 1, carbon number 2, and carbon number 3. But this time the OH position is going to be higher, 3. Higher positions is an invalid position. This numbering is not valid. So OH is going to have the lowest number in this case, as we are moving starting from right to left. So actual position is 2. In this case, again, there is no branch, and I'm going to write the name of longest chain, but, 4 carbon atom, it's but, ene, mean all carbon or single bonds, and dash, 2 dash ol for OH group. Butane 2-ol is the name of this compound. So that is the second possible structure with this C4H9OH molecular formula. I mean, these two are said to be the isomer of each other. Yes, it is true. Now come toward the next one. If I'm having 3 carbon atom, but this time I'm having the branch structure. In this case, what will be the name of this molecule? What will be the name? First of all, I will have to check the longest chain, and then we will write its name. Its longest chain is having this one carbon, the carbon of functional group. I mean, longest chain must be having this carbon atom that is attached with the OH group. It must be the essential part of the longest chain, and here it's the longest chain. One carbon is not the part of the longest chain. It is said to be branch or substituent group. So first of all, I'm going to write the number and name of the branch. Again, number will be started from this carbon that is more closer to the OH group. I mean from the right hand side, carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3. And the name will be 2 dash methyl. One carbon branch is called methyl, 2 dash methyl, and the longest chain is having 3 carbons. Prop mean 3 carbons, ane for single bond, dash 1 dash ol. 2-methyl propane 1-ol is the name of this compound, and it's also having C4H9OH molecular formula. So this is the third isomer of this formula, C4H9OH. But it is a branch structure, and its name is 2-methyl propane 1-ol. Come towards another possible option of that can be originate from this structure. I mean, I'm again having a branch structure, but this time I'm going to shift OH group over here at the second carbon or at the middle carbon. CH3, here is CH3, CH3, and so on. This time again I'm taking this straight chain, longest chain, and because it is having the carbon that is attached with the OH group, and this group is once again going to behave as a branch. It is not the part of the longest chain. Branch numbering can be started from either from right hand side, or you can start from the left hand side. It's up to you, because in both conditions this carbon number is 2. The branch position is 2. The position of functional group is also 2. So you can choose any one of the possible option. The answer will be same. So what is its name? First of all, we will write the branch, its number and name. Number is 2 dash name is methyl, 2-methyl, and the next thing is longest chain, 3 carbons, 3 carbon name is prop, and carbons are single bond. So propane dash with the position of functional group is 2, and alcohol ol for OH group, ol for OH group, and this is the structure name of this structure that is said to be 2-methyl propane 2-ol. That is the systematic name, and this is the fourth isomer. These all are called isomers of each other. So if there are four carbon atoms and one OH group, so there are basically four isomers. One is said to be butane 1-ol, butane 2-ol, 2-methyl propane 1-ol, and 2-methyl propane 2-ol. That's all about alcohol's nomenclature as far as your syllabus is concerned. Come towards the next functional group, that is carboxylic acid. One carbon carboxylic acid is this one. I mean, any compound that is having O, double bond, C, single bond O, single bond H group, that is said to be a carboxylic acid. And if I'm putting H over here, I mean, the formula is CH2O2. So this is said to be one carbon acid, and as there is one carbon, so there will be no branch, just longest chain, in, and functional group. In this case, in case of carboxylic acid, we use the word OIC acid. OIC acid. The ending word, the suffix is used OIC acid. How can we use? Let's see over here. One carbon, so its name will start from meth. Longest chain is having only one carbon, so meth. We will write suffix, first suffix in. I mean, if there is one carbon, we will write in. In, then we will add OIC acid. OIC acid. In this case, in case of carboxylic acid, this carbon is always carbon number 1. So there is no need to write the position. There is no need to write the number before the name of this OIC acid. So there is no need to write the number. That is understood that is having one position. So again, there is vowel word. So I'm going to remove this E. So its name will be methanoic acid, methanoic acid. If the carbon is having, if the carboxylic acid is having two carbon atom, then its formula will be C2H4O2 and 2 carbon acid, that is a household acid basically, you can say. And two carbons, again no branch, there will be on longest chain, two carbon chains name start from eth. Eth, carbon carbon single bond, I am going to write in, and plus there is carboxylic functional group, so I will attach OIC acid, OIC acid. E will be eliminated, so its name is ethanoic acid. Ethane, OIC acid, ethanoic acid. In case of 3 carbon carboxylic acid, C3H6O2, and here it is. Again, we are having 3 carbon atoms, so there is no possibility of any branch, and it is having only the longest chain. So longest chain having 3 carbon atom, this carbon is always carbon number 1. 3 carbon atoms chain start from the word prop, and all carbons are single bond. I will write in without E, and I will mark OIC acid. So it is propanoic acid. In case of 4 carbon atom, the formula is C4H8 every time O2. And 4 carbon atom acid is this one. And now yes, you will have to select, you will have to check the longest chain. This time the longest chain is of 4 carbon atom. All carbon atoms are lying in the longest chain. There is no branch. So if there is no branch, then I'm going to write the name of longest chain directly. 4 carbon atoms name start from bute, in, carbon single bond are over here, and OIC acid without E, OIC acid, it is said to be butanoic acid. Come towards another 4 carbon acid. 4 carbon acid may be like that. I mean, you can write it over here, but this is a branched carboxylic acid. This is having the branch structure. This time, I mean, not all the carbons are lying in the same chain on the same road or same route. So the longest chain, in this case, to be very frank, it is having 3 carbon atom. And this carbon must be the part of the longest chain. Carbon of functional group must be the part of the longest chain, and so on. And this is not the part of the longest chain, so it is said to be branch. It is said to be a branch. So because we are having a branch, then we will have to mark the numbering. So this is carbon number 1, always carbon number 1. This is carbon number 2, and this will be carbon number 3. Numbering is preferred because of this group. So the branch number is equal to 2. I'm going to write its name. Its name will be 2 dash. Numbers and alphabets are basically separated by hyphen or dash, you can say. Methyl, 2 methyl. Branch ending name is with YL. Any alkyl, I mean, if you're having 1 carbon alkane side chain, side branch, or you are having 2 carbon side branch, so their ending name or ending word will be YL. 2 methyl, and overall 3 carbons are over here. So 3 carbons names start from prop, and carbons are single bonds. So ane without E, and I'm going to write OIC acid. So this is 2-methyl propanoic acid. It's also having the 4 carbon atom, 4 carbon atom, 8 hydrogen atom, and 2 oxygen atom. So this is the second possible structure, I mean the isomer of simple butanoic acid, that is said to be 2-methyl propanoic acid. Now come towards how to make the structure formula if the name is given. If the IUPAC name or the systematic name is given, and how can we change the name, or how can we construct the structure formula of an organic compound from its name? Let's see over here. For example, I'm having the name, and the name is 2-methyl propane-1-ol, for example. So whenever you are supposed to write the structure formula or construct the structure formula from the name, then first of all you will start from the longest chain. This is the first portion. First of all, you will check the name: prop, but, eth, and so on. So here is prop mean 3 carbons, so I'm going to mark 3 carbons in a straight line in a normal way, you can say. Then come towards the branch. Now this is the second thing. If the branch is over here, then you will check the branch. Branch is having name word meth. Meth mean 1 carbon and its position is equal to 2. So the second carbon is having branched. So this is the second carbon, and I am going to highlight the branch. Now at third position, I'm going to check the functional group. This is OL, and its position is equal to 1. So the 1 carbon atom is having OH group. 1 carbon atom is having OH. Ol mean alcoholic group. Now I'm going to add hydrogens to make valency equal to 4. Each carbon must be having 4 bonds around it, not more than 4, not less than 4. I'm going to attach 4 bonds by hydrogen. So this is the structure of 2-methyl propane-1-ol. 2-methyl propane-1-ol. Same is the case if they are asking to write 2-methyl but 2 in. For example, I'm having this name and I'm supposed to change into structure formula. Once again, I will start from the longest chain portion, that is having 4 carbon atom. Then I will move towards a branch. Then finally, I will check the position of double bond. So I'm going to write 4 carbons over here. 4 carbons butane, 2-methyl. From either side you can write methyl. I mean, this is the methyl. This is methyl, and but 2-ene. It means that carbon-carbon double bond is present between 2 and 3 carbon, between 2 and 3 carbon. So it is carbon number 1, it's carbon number 2, as we have write the 2-methyl, and this is carbon number 3, and this is carbon number 4. So double bond will be over here. Between 2 and 3, the smallest number will be the number of double bond. And finally, I am going to attach hydrogen atoms to satisfy the valency of all carbon, and each carbon valency is equal to 4. So rest of valency will be satisfied with the hydrogen. So this is the structured formula, this is the displayed formula, this is the structured formula of 2-methyl but 2-ene and so on. So that's all about today, that's all about this lecture. Please subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon and share it with your friend. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.